arc. Like, this was fun to watch. Like some shit at the Dragon
Even
Ball
either
tournament
or,
happened
no, either
outside the
or,
ring.
man,
You
you
know what I mean?
bugging. Either or, you
And that's
bugging.
what I'm saying, bro. Like, when that nigga stepped on Android 16 head, they don't got a moment like that in the Dark Tournament that is held
Nigga,
forever in the
Kuwabara,
fandom.
Yeah,
what the
try
fuck with
try like
Kuwabara?
every
Nigga,
fight
what, when
has a moment
Kuwabara
like
died,
that.
what are
What
you
are we
talking
talking
about?
I'm just
about?
saying, bro, they don't
You
have
are
no
Kuwabara
moment.
died when
you
when
There's no,
Sensui
y'all
got
acting
it.
like the most pivotal
no, you
moment in
are
anime for the
crazy.
fucking 20 years wasn't Gohan going Super Saiyan
Nigga,
2 in that
I
motherfucking
mean, we're
tournament.
talking. Hold
Stop
on,
hold on,
no,
playing
hold
no,
on.
with me
no,
in
no,
this
no, no.
bitch.
Yusuke versus Tagoro is fight fan with it. Nigga,
You're
what you talking
using the
about?
Nigga don't
popularity
even
of
know how to
Dragon
say that
Ball
nigga
Z.
name right.
Hold on,
Tagoro,
you're
yes, I
using the
Tagoro,
popularity
nigga,
of Dragon
Tagoro.
Ball
Y'all,
Z to leverage
wait.
theories.
Hold on, Mark.
Niggas know
Y'all.
Tagoro.
Hold on. Mark trying to say something, then Mark, then we go back to you.
My
So
bad,
all right,
Mark.
go
My
ahead,
bad,
Don't
Mark.
Mark.
make me
Y'all.
don't make me switch to the wires. I'll
My
switch to the
bad, Mark.
wires.
My
I
bad.
don't care. All right, now listen. You're using the leverage of an anime that was like so hype and popular at the time to like make it seem like it's better. Hype does not equal better.
Tell
Let
that to
me
little
explain
Uzi
something.
fans.
Let me just
McDonald's sell the best burgers.
yeah, let me let
Sell the
me
most
let me
burgers.
They was both hype though.
yeah, let me just explain something here, just about these two anime in general, because we're just talking about Dragon Ball Z. We're not putting regular Dragon Ball
Correct,
down,
correct.
or anything like that. We're just talking about Dragon Ball Z. There is not an aspect of any checklist except for like world building that Dragon Ball Z did better than Yu Yu Hakusho. It's just not even something to talk about. Um, yeah, like character writing, Yu Yu Hakusho has that. Powers, like as far as powers, Yu Yu Hakusho has that. Character interactions, the weight, actual weight to fights, like not just we're gonna blow up the planet. That's the weight of the fight. I'm talking about actual
That's the
weight,
challenge.
actual real situations. Um, and
Strategy.
and if you wanna talk
Wait,
about
blowing
like
up the planet
influence,
not real?
bruh.
Nah, that is real
That's
tension. That
that's
is real
like
Not
tension.
that's
for real.
like a
That's a
that's
real
a
question.
Tuesday. That's a Tuesday for Dragon
Mark,
Ball. That's a
But not the
Tuesday.
first time we was
That's
watching
literally
it
a
though. Not the
Tuesday.
first time we was watching it. To be fair, when Kid Buu first blew up the planet, we was like, "Oh shit!" So I do get what he's saying.
Yeah, but so many people could do it, so it just doesn't really make sense to bring it up. You know what I mean? Like anybody could just flick their wrist and
Yeah,
do it. It's not a
But
Raditz
bro,
was
the
big deal.
first
strong enough
time,
to blow the
Raditz,
planet.
and I'm on
it's
Yu
not
Yu
a
Planet up.
big
Hakusho
deal.
side all day,
It's
all
not a
day here,
big
right,
deal.
Mark?
Like
But
like
the
you have to
that
make
wasn't real,
real
nigga. The
Yeah,
weight.
first time Buu blew up Earth.
wait, Mark, can I
Man,
ask you a question
yeah,
real
go
quick?
ahead.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Yeah, like, okay, I can understand because you love you Hakusho, right? Would you say transformations? Could you give it a Dragon
Definitely
Ball Z
give it
or
to
no?
Dragon Ball Z.
Sure, but that's
Oh,
because
all right.
that's their whole bag. Like that is
But that's
the
why I
the
wanted to push back
crutch
against the
of Dragon
powers,
Ball
though,
Z.
Mark. You was like they powers
But no,
even.
that's not
Oh
Like,
powers.
no, I mean
I mean,
no, no, no,
That's
no, no,
why I
no, no,
that's
said
no.
not
they're
Listen,
not
powers.
listen.
powers.
I
The
think, hold on.
diversity,
I
the
think we
diversity.
really be the diversity. We forget, and we really be remiss to bring up all of them weird ass powers. Goldo, Chaozu, all them other random ass characters fucking had, bro. They
When
had
you
some
make them fodder
diversity,
though, when you make them
but they
fodder, it
still
still
Yeah,
have
matters.
the
they're not even
powers.
okay. That's great, but what's the use when like these aren't
They're
characters
fodder
used to their
now.
potential? Like
And
I'm
Dragon Ball,
sorry,
yeah,
it just
for
doesn't
for
matter.
sure. But in Z, by that point, by really, yeah, the Cell Saga, there's a lot of those. Besides
I
the
mean,
Solar
once
Planets,
again, I'm with y'all.
Hey,
Hold
don't
up,
Solar
hold
forget
Planets
the
up.
still use
Buru
Buu.
was
I'm
spitting
with
on niggas,
y'all.
turning
I'm
niggas
with
to
y'all.
stone.
But that's what I'm about to say. Don't forget, Boo was turning niggas to chocolate.
Right,
Had the
exactly. Buu
rings.
turned it,
Like
yeah,
it was
that's a
every
fact.
new enemy always had a crazy move set. This nigga
Cell
Cell
had
was
cool
sucking
shit.
niggas up. Pause.
Right, exactly. So I agree with you there. That's what I'm saying.
The
Dragon Ball
fucking
Z.
Here's
androids,
Toriyama.
they couldn't even
Listen,
sense the
listen,
androids' energies, and
listen.
that was a problem.
Here's
Remember?
what
But bro, the
happened in
fact that you
Z,
said the
right?
Cell games though, Whitebeard, you
Here's
said
what
that.
That's
happened. No,
I kind of
hold
went off the
on.
edge with that. I ain't gonna lie.
Here's what happened
You
in
ain't
Z.
even say Goku versus Piccolo Jr. You ain't say, man, Goku versus Grandpa,
All that
not
was
Grandpa
Dragon
Gohan.
Ball though. That
Even
was
though
all
the
That's
Dragon Ball
Dragon
though, gang.
Ball.
no, but the conversation switched to, oh, if we add Dragon Ball, Yu Hakusho got us better. I said Yu
Oh
Hakusho got
no,
a better story even if we add Dragon Ball.
nah, come. I'm
Even
not
if we
even about
add
to
Dragon
do
Ball, I
that
think
because half of us I thought Crunch already said we just doing Z. That's why I didn't want. Because if we doing all of them, I'm sorry.
I got
Unlocking
Hakusho.
Ultra,
I got Hakusho.
fully unlock Ultra Instinct Goku with the motherfucking horns and the choir in the
But we ain't
background.
had Super. We ain't
All that
had
Stop
shit
it.
was
Super. We ain't
garbage.
had Super
Stop
A
yet.
it.
lot.
We ain't had Super.
I'm gonna say this too.
That's kind of not fair. We could
Super.
add Dragon Ball
If,
and
if
Dragon
we
Ball Z. I'll do that.
if we add Super, Super made Dragon Ball
The
Z make
moral
sense.
arc? Oh
But we
my
just cut
god.
it off. But
It kind of
Nah, wait,
doesn't.
yeah, I don't
no,
agree with
no,
that. I don't
no,
agree
no.
with
That's
that.
It
that's true.
retconned
It
a
did
lot.
Wait, let me
retcon a
tell you
lot.
why. Wait. Hold on. Let me tell you why. Because we thought Frieza blew up the planet because he was racist towards the Saiyans. We
Nah,
didn't know
I
Beerus
think
told him to blow
nah,
up the
I think
planet.
Come
Chainsaw
on
Man
So
now.
scenes
that
was
right there
trash. I ain't gonna
add
lie, I
on.
did not like
That
none
right
of those
there
scenes.
add on to the story of damn. Okay, now the gods got something to play with the Saiyans, and what's going on from
I didn't
here.
like that
So
shit at
my
all.
thing
I ain't
is
gonna
that's
lie.
why I want to cut off the
But
six.
why didn't they do it
Like
Brother,
more?
because
but
it
hold
makes
up,
That
sense.
that'll
It
make
makes
they
sense to
even
me.
tied
I did
back
not
in
like
the
those
Red Ribbon
changes at all.
Army because a big thing for everybody was, well, if Dr. Gero was making all them androids, why, like, how did he get the funding to do all this in a cave? Oh, the Red Ribbon Army still was going. Dr. Hido still making fucking androids, and we just seen him with the Beast Gohan shit. They really is doing a lot from 40 years back in Super. That story that Yu Yu Hakusho isn't even around to tell. So, like that
Nah.
alone is making it a greater story, gang.
Okay,
Brother,
let me
hold on,
respond to
hold
Togashi,
this.
on.
but
Let me
wait a
I
respond to
had
this.
second.
to,
I'm a
I
Mac.
had to put the
Please let
wires
me
in. Hold
respond to
on,
this.
hold on, real
Oh,
quick.
I got
Hold
you,
on,
Mark. I got you.
I'm
Go
finna
ahead.
kill this.
My
Hold on,
boy.
real quick. Yu Yu Hakusho actually wrapped up their story. You remember when they did
Right,
that?
yeah.
Remember how they wrapped up their story and didn't have to like make up some bullshit later? Remember how they did that? That was great,
That
wasn't
was
it?
actually
Not too
Togashi
much.
to add on. That was Togashi's intent because if
Exactly.
you know a little bit about
Nah,
his
I ain't gonna lie, that was
story,
some bullshit with Boo
to
Mark. I'm with you.
Togashi was sick during a lot of his run as a mangaka, which is why his Hunter x Hunter contract is so
Very
generous
lenient.
And he likes
because that
Dragon.
man was
Very lenient.
legitimately having problems.
That
And
nigga, he just like playing
Togashi,
Dragon Quest. Let's keep it
in
real.
terms of
Hold on, y'all.
writing
Let
style,
James talk.
so wait, in terms of writing style, Togashi was one of those writers who tended to write with the ending in mind because he already has an ending in mind for Hunter x Hunter in the same way that he did for Yu Yu Hakusho. Even though the anime cut out certain parts of the final arc, the Three Kings arc, which ironically ended with a tournament, it didn't have the same weight as the Dark Tournament. But because of the investment that Togashi had put into his characters, do you really think that it would make more sense for Yusuke to propose anything but a tournament for the fate of the worlds? It doesn't, because he put a lot into building up what that character was about. So, in terms of writing and storyline overall, I know that Dragon Ball franchise is continuing. Diamond just came out. But in terms of the stories as was, Yu Yu Hakusho is one of the few anime and manga that actually had an ending that most people are not upset with and are satisfied with because he had to end four separate main characters and major antagonists, which a lot of writers, generally, whether they're Western cartoon writers or Japanese writers or whatever you see, they suck at endings.
Game of
Togashi
Thrones.
is one of the few that didn't. It ended perfectly. I have no complaints. I don't want to see anything else. Although, if you did watch the Aizo Hakusho specials, you'll see that there was another demon tournament some years later, and I would
Well,
like to
I
have
will say
seen what
the
happened with
ending to
that
the
tournament,
manga.
but that's a different topic.
Yeah, the ending to the manga in Yu Yu Hakusho is a lot better than
Oh
the
yeah,
anime.
of
I
course.
feel the anime was a little rushed, but the manga anime the ending perfect. Chef's kiss.
Also, these
Perfect.
guys are pop culture. Look, we talk about Go. Yes, I know Goku's at the Marcy Day Parade.
No, Yusuke's a pop
But
culture icon too, though.
Yusuke and
Every
that
shonen fucking
Yusuke is an icon the same way Kuwabara is, the same way Kurama is,
you know
the
how
same
many
way
other
Hiei
anime
is.
But you
These
gotta
are
be
superheroes are
honest. It's
icons.
levels. You gotta be honest. It's levels to this, and they not on Goku in them level. Let's be real.
You know,
Yusuke is
Whitebeard, you know
Whitebeard,
how
why did you
much
guys
Yusuke
begin
marketing?
with
is
talking about
not.
No,
the
hold
Marcy's Day
on,
Parade?
hold
Yusuke
on,
is not
hold
on the
on,
level of
Whitebeard, hold
Goku.
on,
and but why
Whitebeard,
we
hold
even
on,
Please.
bringing that
hold
up
He
as
on.
far
ain't
as
got more
Here's
pull
what
than
y'all
you.
not being honest about. Y'all know how much marketing money went into Dragon Ball Z?
You just
Tons.
telling me to
Like
Mark. You
Shonen
just
Don't,
telling me to
Golden
read
don't,
Mark.
Goose.
don't,
Mark. All
Shonen
you doing is
Jump.
telling me the reasons I'm right.
Yeah. Now that kind of leads into what. Now
Yeah,
that's kind
you
of
just
proving white
telling me
man's
the
point.
reasons I'm right, Mark.
I mean, yeah, you
Yeah.
are
That
right,
was kind
but
of
that's
proving white
because
man's
they
point. But I
spent the
disagree with you, white man.
bread.
That was
They
proving right.
spent the bread to get the recognition.
Okay,
Look,
but they
that
earned the
make me
bread.
know never mind. I just know that these niggas in Yu Yu Hakusho is nowhere close. Maybe it's because it came out umpteen years later and ended while he was still was born with a new series. Whatever the case may be, Goku, Luffy, and motherfucking Ichigo Kurosaki is on a different level than any other MC in
Okay,
anime.
I'm gonna kill this right now, white man. I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna kill this right
Because
now.
some of your
Mm.
My
favorite
nigga
characters from
Yusuke,
Bleach,
nigga
Naruto, and
Yusuke,
whatnot
Hey,
exactly.
pull from Yu Yu
Yusuke influenced
Hakusho.
Bleach.
he
Hold
pulled
He
on,
from
hold
influenced
on,
And
Bleach.
hold
guess
on,
what? It
y'all.
ain't
Hold on.
about to
Wait,
do it
wait.
he
first. It's about to do
influenced
it the
what?
best.
Hey, hold on.
Yusuke did it
Start.
the best, nigga. That,
Hold on.
bro,
Sorry.
every
Go ahead
team.
and go.
Oh my bad, my
No,
bad.
no. Go ahead. Go
My
ahead.
bad,
I was just trying to
Crunchy.
make
My
room
fault,
for you.
bro. My fault.
You good? You good? Go ahead, Scar.
But yeah, Yusuke, bro, Yusuke, bro, he is the original OG fucking high school, middle school, whatever, fucking shonen hero, bro. As far as like the angry fucking delinquent that just is just a goon that becomes a hero, nigga. That anime archetype that's going to school doing that, he started that shit, nigga. And what is every anime fucking
But
started out
that's
at?
not
That kind of
Goku.
nigga. That kind of nigga, bro.
That is not
Hey, boom.
Goku.
How many niggas?
That is Ichigo.
That is
That is
not
not
Goku.
Goku. That is not Luffy.
Hold on, yeah, Ichigo, yeah. I didn't say Luffy. I said fucking
He
Jujutsu
not. That's not
Kaisen,
Goku
Bleach,
either.
Bleach, Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach. He influenced all that shit.
Okay.
Those are two of the most popular animes in the world. What are you talking about?
Should we go to all of the ones that Goku is like?
Oh, wait.
Besides Naruto, what
Hold
else?
on, wait. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Because this is a good conversation. So, can y'all mute her right quick?
My fault.
No, you good. So, are y'all saying which main character, influenced other characters in anime?
Yeah.
And that's what y'all arguing about. Oh, that shit hard. All right, go ahead. Now, which one
But
Yusuke did and
besides
which one Goku
Naruto, who
did?
you got?
Yeah.
Nah,
Let's
okay,
do Goku
I'll
first.
answer that for him. You got Luffy. There's a
Do
couple of niggas
Goku
you can.
first, and then we
Goku's
can
in
do
I was just about to say Luffy and Naruto both are the children of Goku. Vegeta is the the grandfather of Ichigo, probably. Like, what are
Hell
we
no,
doing?
that's
Nah,
Yusuke.
he's
That's
not. He's not.
that's
It's
fucking
Yusuke.
Ichigo's
It's
fucking
Yusuke.
Okay,
like
wait,
It's
hold
Yusuke
up,
definitely
clone.
hold up,
Yusuke.
wait. What do they? Hold
Vegeta
up,
is like
wait.
you can.
What do they call him? Dark Three, the sinning, the sinning
I
enemy.
I says he is
Edward
Hold
too.
up, wait,
Elric,
no.
nigga.
They say Hell's
Edward Elric. He act
Paradise,
like Yusuke,
Jujutsu
nigga.
Kaisen, and
He
what's the
take
other
that
one?
shit.
It's Hell's Paradise,
Uh,
Jujutsu Kaisen, and one more.
And
They call him the
Chainsaw
Dark
Man.
Trio.
Chainsaw Man.
Black Robe.
Those are the ones that I'm gonna give. Hold up. Those are the
Yeah,
ones that I'm gonna give to Yusuke and Guts. Y'all got that. That's their daddies. Y'all got that. Everything else, Goku.
Nah, nigga.
Checkmate.
Everything else?
Nah, nigga. Every
Yeah, we're
anime don't start
capping.
out
We're
the
All of
capping.
them
monkey.
animes
We're
Starting
not.
out
capping.
with a.
Hold up. Most
Hold on.
shonens
Every
don't have a
anime do
dark
not start out with an
undertone.
alien,
Most
bro.
of them are very, very
Yeah, but
lighthearted.
they're not based
Fight them
off
every
But they
week.
Goku
start out
though.
in
We have a
school, nigga.
They're not
protagonist that
based off
loves to
Listen to me.
battle,
Okay.
that loves to
Do
eat.
most anime? Hold up, white man. I'm gonna kill you with this, bro. Do most anime? Do most animes today start out with a nigga in school? Yes or no? A nigga in school. Just the nigga in school. The main character. He in school, and some shit happened, and now he got to protect the world, nigga. Do most animes start out like that? Yes or no?
I mean, about 50%.
50,
Not
but
all.
way more than 50. Way more than 50. Like 70. More like 70. Would the room agree with that?
But now you
60
saying
I
that
something.
the
think it
hold up.
might be
Now you
70.
saying that the archetype of just being in high school is it? Them niggas be Mob was in high school. He wasn't a fucking delinquent.
Hold on. What
No,
fucking
Mob is
street
Yu
punk,
Yu.
what street
Mob is
punk
definitely
delinquent
used for sure.
archetype character was there before Yusuke in anime?
Hold up. Wait. So every nigga who in high school, be it delinquent, lame ass nigga, regardless, is Yu Yu Hakusho. That's what y'all telling me.
Bro, them artists will tell you,
I'm
nigga.
saying
The
Mob is a
mangakas, the real
psychic
mangakas in them
detective.
streets will
That's
tell you,
Yu
nigga.
Yu.
Yes, he's a
Yu Yu
psychic
Hold up. No.
detective. Right.
Hold up. The plot of the entire show, I get it. But do Mob act like Yusuke?
Do my okay, not my but wait,
Okay
but
then,
okay,
that's the point.
the niggas,
All
hold
of
up,
the main
Blue
characters,
Exorcist,
the
bro, the nigga
universe
from Blue
is
Exorcist,
built in the
he does act
hold up,
like
the
Yusuke.
universe is built like Yu Yu
Oh,
Hakusho,
what
but
about
that
Blue
nigga
Exorcist?
not.
What about Blue Exorcist?
Okay, I
That nigga
give you
act like
that.
Yusuke. Exactly.
But once again, that's a show
And
I don't like. So like,
whatever's
you got
cool.
that. That's a show
But
I don't
that kind of
like.
changes you say a little
But
bit.
brother, here's the
And he
problem. Here's the
what
problem. You're not naming too many people past Naruto and you
and
say
Luffy.
Luffy, which I can agree with. You haven't named
There's
But
other
characters
gang,
that
people.
but
are
There's
like
gang,
other
but
people
if
though.
Goku.
but if
There
Demon
are other people.
Slayer get they shit from Naruto and Naruto get his shit from Goku, don't that make that nigga the grandfather of shit?
Yeah. Nah, there are other characters you can
So
Demon
name. You're just
Slayer is
not
more
naming other
so
lighthearted
inspired by
ones. There are
Bleach,
other ones
and
you're not
that
naming.
is very obvious.
so now you telling me that
What'd you say?
Tanjiro give you Ichigo vibe. See, I
No,
think
but
y'all
the
really
Oh,
concept
no
Yeah,
no
I
of
no no
think
the
no
that
no no no.
concept of
y'all
Demon
I'm
Slayer
not
is
talking about the
from
concept of the
Bleach.
show. We talking about the main characters,
we talk about the
y'all.
main characters.
Tanjiro
What
don't
is
act
we
like Goku.
doing?
Tanjiro like kind of is his own guy. He's not.
Not
Yeah.
Naruto.
Tanjiro
He's saying
act
he
like
act like Naruto.
motherfucking
No, he
Naruto.
doesn't. No, he
Exactly.
doesn't.
No, he don't.
No,
Okay,
he
Okay.
doesn't.
if you were to compare him to
He
one
acts
of
like
the,
Armin a little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit.
like he don't
that's
act
a
like
fact.
So
Naruto.
wait, out of Naruto,
He does not look like. He does
Luffy,
not act like
and hold
Naruto
up,
at
out
all,
of
bro. What the
Naruto,
fuck?
Luffy, and Ichigo, which one he
I
act like the
dare
most?
say Tanjiro is
Naruto.
Naruto.
himself. I
There we
dare
go.
say Tanjiro is
There
None
we
of
go.
himself.
them. He
Naruto.
acts more
He
of a
literally acts
Naruto.
like
There we go. That's
himself.
all I'm trying to say.
I'm gonna be unbiased, Whitebeard. I'm gonna be unbiased, like
My
Naruto.
whole thing,
Out of
But
my
them
whole
three, he
thing
act
is
like Naruto the
unbiasedness.
most.
I'm just telling you what it is.
Tanjiro,
Tanjiro is more
Hell
like
nah, he's
Deku. He's more
himself.
like Deku.
he like
Like I'm the only one I'm giving y'all spot on is JJK, because Yuji and Ichigo, twins. I'm with you, twins. A lot of this
nigga,
other
what about
shit,
Blue Exorcist? I named a lot of, bro. You
but
just said
gang, once
50% of
again,
animes be starting off the same way as Hakusho, bro.
no, brother, listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all.
With the main character go through
Y'all
the same
framing the
shit.
world and setting of the animes, and I'm
No, no,
not
I'm
telling
not
you.
talking about that. I'm talking about the main
I know, but
character.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not telling y'all that the setting of the animes ain't all kind of derived from the same thing. I'm telling y'all the characteristics and
Yeah, me too.
intangibles
The
of
main
these
character.
characters are most likely from Goku. They like to fight. They have a strong will to get stronger. They love to eat, insatiable appetite, and that's really it.
How many main characters we got like Yusuke though? They like to fight too. They either be on their bully or they were
We
former
got a
bullies,
few, gang. We got a
or they
few, but
breaker,
and they
Tokyo Revenge,
protect the
hold
world.
up, the
They
windbreaker nigga,
questionable
absolutely.
with their
Tokyo
morals.
Revengers.
They questionable with their morals.
Tokyo
They
Revengers. Wait, hold on
they
now.
ain't gonna be
Tokyo
scared of bitches.
Revengers main
If a bitch
character
got a fat ass,
or a
they
nigga
gonna say
in
a
the
bitch got
anime?
a fat
Cause
ass.
see, the side characters always gonna remind you of somebody else in another one. But the main nigga in Tokyo Revengers remind you of who? Who he remind you of?
I'm
Exactly.
more
So
so
cause I know
talking
you ain't about
about
to tell me Ichigo in
the
them.
concept, what's it called, delinquents.
Delinquents.
But
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to tell you. That nigga is not the type of delinquent as Yusuke or
No, yeah,
Ichigo.
he is more like a Naruto
But
delinquent,
That's what
but
I'm trying to tell
but
y'all.
there's
Like,
more Yusuke like
wait,
delinquents,
but
bro,
White
and there's
Baby,
way more examples
Then
in anime.
again,
Full Rumble has
White
that
Baby.
example, bro.
but
Yusuke
okay, what
then
started
again,
that arc
Naruto
as a
would be
kid.
all the
more like
ones y'all
Yusuke.
telling me, to be honest, like Blue Exorcist, I know that's a well-liked anime. I don't like it. And the other ones you talking about
I
is
don't
those
listen to
one
that.
season, 12 episode ass animes that y'all can keep.
What you mean? That's most for
Respectfully.
the industry, though.
Y'all can
So we
keep
talk
that
about
shit, bro.
influence,
The
but
shit,
that's
but
still
that's what I'm
most for
trying to
the
tell you.
industry.
How come the ones that last is the ones that remind you of Goku?
Nah, nigga, them school animes be lasting. Don't trip out
But
now.
but going
Them
back to
school
what
animes they
going
be
back to
having
what
seasons.
How
Don't
many
trip.
going back
seasons
to
is
what
Hell's
Luminary
Paradise?
said.
Wait, hold on, let
How
me
many
look this
seasons is Windbreaker?
up.
I mean,
Hold on, you're talking about
we're get,
stuff. Hold on, this
they're
isn't
still
fair because you're talking
literally
about stuff
came out,
that's still
bro.
getting written right now. So that's not
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's a
fair.
fact. Right?
and we
Yeah,
have
right.
and we have
Yeah,
an
I
that's
mean,
kind of
episode. Those
strange.
shows
I
just
don't
came
like
out.
that. I don't like
Those
that.
shows just came
I
out.
don't like that.
Yeah, and also to Luminary's point with Tokyo Revengers, like the whole delinquent stuff, like you could say that that's just influenced by Yu Yu Hakusho because there's literal gangs in Yu Yu Hakusho. Like you saw
right? Yeah, that's a fact.
delinquents.
Yeah, they got whole gangs.
Um,
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
that
stay
was
ready
my
to slap
point.
niggas.
Was to give. I was giving the whole delinquent
But
genre
gang,
to
once
you.
again,
yeah,
we not
That's
talking
what I'm
about the setup of the world in the anime.
Yeah, we
We
are
right.
talking
talking
We
about
about
the
the
not,
whole
but I
anime.
genre.
wanted
I
to
don't
Like,
know
ask
what I'm
that
saying yet.
question.
Okay,
Would
yeah,
y'all
and that's
hold
what
give
on,
I'm
the
real quick.
saying.
delinquent genre
I
to
was
you?
going.
You?
No, I was just going back to what
No,
Luminary
I
said.
can
That's
agree
all.
with
Yeah,
that
that's a
point, and
fact.
that's what I say. I'm not
Yeah,
arguing that at all. I give y'all that, but that wasn't even what we argued. We understood that the setup of these worlds, you only got a few archetypes to even like derive from. But what I'm saying is these niggas that y'all calling the main characters are not like the main characters you
Bro, I
calling
gave
their
you way more
daddy.
examples than you gave me though. You just said
But I could give you
Goku and Luffy.
Zatch Bell. I could give you a bunch of other niggas. I could give you the
Oh,
whole
we're
Black Clover.
capping.
I
Yeah,
We're
give you the whole
not to that
Black
belt,
capping.
bro.
Clover.
Not
The
that
whole
We're
belt.
Black Clover is
capping.
fan
Not to
service to
that
other
belt, bro.
animes. And the main nigga act like who?
Even you
It
can
ain't
even say
Yusuke.
Death Note. Death Note, right? He not like Yagami, not like Yusuke, but you know who he is kind of like Kurama, two personalities, going to school and then try. You know what I mean? So
All right.
that's
So okay. So if this is a conversation, like if this is now turned into a conversation about influence, yeah, Toriyama has more influence with Dragon Ball. We can agree with that.
But
That's
that's all
fine.
we was saying. That
Yo,
nigga
that's
has made
fine.
more
That's fine.
children out
That's
of the
fine.
industry.
That's fine. But let's talk about like I don't know how the story of Dragon Ball Z is lacking compared to Yu Yu Hakusho. We could talk about how Yu Yu Hakusho is more than just who can punch and kick the hardest or who can yell the loudest. We can talk
I'm with
about
you on that.
we can talk about the fact that
Yeah,
like
the story better.
outside of fight interactions, that barely exists
Character
in
not
Dragon
all
Ball
there
interactions
Z.
and
are good.
world
I can talk
building.
about that.
Nah, I'm
Yeah.
with
I
you.
think there
I'm
are
with
a
you on
lot of
that.
underrated aspects of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie, the sparking game had me dive into the uncut one. I ain't gonna
Vegeta and
lie.
Piccolo are the only niggas with
Yo,
like
bro, Whitebeard, bro,
real
they got
character
I
arcs,
just started
bro.
watching the uncut Dragon Ball Z. I'm on episode 26. This shit is ill. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, bro. Dragon Ball Z is
The
fire,
uncut
bro, and that's
Dragon
what's
Ball, the uncut one is ill, nigga.
Yeah, I watched the
This
uncut.
but you know
nigga
what,
Raditz,
Whitebeard? So,
this nigga Raditz is a motherfucker. You hear me?
bro, Raditz was the fucking demon when they first
This
introduced the
nigga's a
motherfucker.
demon.
Bro,
We
a lot of the
finally got a
flaws that
good
people bring up
topic
about
in
Dragon Ball
here.
Z, bro, I'm not gonna lie. That's like 20, 30 years later after we done already watched.
Yeah, man. Like
Like I said, hold on. Vegeta, Piccolo, they have arcs. Gohan just now started
Gohan
having an
always
arc
had an arc. I'm
again.
about to say, don't do that.
Nah, he stopped after Cell Saga. Gohan's
that's not
arcs were
true.
Gohan had
just
That's not
multiple
true.
arcs,
yeah.
bro.
That
Stop.
is not true. And I'm not
Stop,
even
Nah.
bro.
for I'm not even for Dragon Ball Z
What was
Yes,
right
his
now,
what
but
was
that's
his
not
stop.
Buu
true.
Saga
Bro,
arc?
his Buu
What was his
Saga
Buu
arc.
Let me
Saga
cover
arc?
this. Let me cover this.
Potential
No,
unlocked? What the fuck?
What was his Buu
Gohan's
Saga
arc.
arc?
Okay, Gohan's arc in the Buu Saga was one just like still with the adaptation of normal life, getting shoved, having to get shoved because all of a sudden you're not prepared for like you had all this potential and now you're not prepared for a new threat. So now you got to figure shit out, and then once you figure shit out, you've delved into arrogance. So that's like his whole thing, like
And then
Wait,
super and
dealing
then
with
super
did y'all
wait.
miss
dealing with
potential
And
dealing with
then
unlock
Saiyan,
Gohan and he
and then we
dealing with
fought?
got Mystic
Saiyan
Gohan for
Prime.
2 seconds,
That
and
was
then
that
now it
was
became the
way
Goku
more than
shit.
2 seconds.
But you said, hold
And then
up,
it
you
became the
asked what
He
the
did
Goku,
a
arc
and
whole
then it
was.
arc with
became the
Gohan was
bro. His
fighting
But
arc
Roscoe,
stopped after
No,
Hold
his
on,
Super.
hold
arc,
on, wait
listen.
one
Beerus
second, one
Arc,
second.
nigga.
That was influenced by outside opinion.
No. I know
That
that. I
But
has
didn't.
that's
nothing to do.
after the
Yeah,
Boo arc. Listen, hold on. This is
that's
where we
like
being
that's late in
disingenuous.
the Boo arc. In fact,
That's what I'm trying to
that's
say, bro.
late
You
in the
gotta
Boo arc.
remember what happened at the end of this fucking Cell games. Who's the strongest nigga on Earth? Name me.
Gohan.
Gohan.
And then Toriyama didn't know.
The
Wait.
arc was
No,
him
And then
Toriyama
not
wasn't
Toriyama
gonna
didn't
knowing
write the
know what
story.
the
how to
fuck to
No,
do.
handle
he wasn't
Yeah.
gonna
being the
write the story.
strongest nigga on Earth, gang.
That's
That
so
was the
sad.
reasoning of the
Then it
fumble.
turned
He
into
didn't know how
Goku
to be the
time
strongest nigga
again.
on Earth. He was still low key
Yes,
a
it
child. This
had
nigga
to
wanted to play
because that's what
superhero.
people wanted. They wanted more
He
Goku
wanted to play
time.
superhero with the
Toriyama
police.
also didn't know what to do with
Toriyama
Gohan as a
didn't know what to do
character.
with
Like
Vegeta.
y'all really
Really,
need to
he
backtrack
got
with
forced into
that.
writing
He
stuff
knew
for
what to do
Vegeta.
with
He
him.
didn't.
He just changed his mind.
Well, I will say
Peer
that
pressure
He was
from the
forced to
fans.
change his mind.
For Gohan, he there were a couple things that happened. Number one, he didn't know what to do. Number two, he tried to field it. The fans were not a fan. Three, there was massive fan backlash and they wanted Goku back, so the Buu Saga had to turn back into Goku time. Just
Yep.
what happened back then.
And that's what I was saying, man. They kind of knew, but he has an arc now, so I'm happy. You know,
Who
he has
did
an
Boo
arc again.
absorb to make him his
And that's
strongest
why.
form?
But
Gohan,
see, but hold on. This is what I'm saying.
but that
This
doesn't
is
mean
one
it's
of
an
my
arc,
main things. This is what I'm. Hold on. This is one of my main things. This is what I'm saying, right?
That's Boo's arc.
Go,
right?
Dragon Ball Z literally can't be better because a third of Dragon Ball Z is written to be reactive. It's not written based off what he wanted to do. He was being reactive, so that's why it can't be a better story.
That's why it's goaded.
Technically, Dragon Ball was the
He,
story that was focused
That's
more
what
on
he
world
wanted to do.
yeah,
building,
he
the
That was
he
what
kept
he
interaction with
wanted to
writing,
do.
he kept writing
characters.
himself in the corners too.
Was Z was a little different, and that's probably why in the
What
'80s
corner he wrote himself
Well, he
into?
would keep. Well, it's not his fault. Kind of like what Mark was saying. Like he inadvertently wrote himself into a corner with the Cell Saga because he was just like, all right, this is kind of the end. I've been doing this Gohan arc since the beginning of Z. Everything's great, and then kind of like what Mark said, got that fear pressure, and now he's like, oh shit,
Yeah,
damn,
but that's
I
not writing
gotta.
yourself into a corner, because writing
No,
yourself
that's
into
why
a
I said
corner
it's
is like,
like inadvertently. I wasn't saying it was like his
that
fault.
ain't even writing yourself into a corner, because we could have witnessed Gohan being the main nigga. That would have been lit. Niggas at the time was listening to 12-year-old niggas named Mark, Bodge, and Jehovah. When we was mad as fuck Goku was gone, we
Actually,
was
it was
fucking
before the.
simpletons.
It was
Yeah, no,
before
it was
this.
niggas
It was
Yeah.
named
before us, though. It was
Takashi
before us.
Mishimoto or whatever that was
But once again,
playing
it
it.
was
Yeah,
nothing but the children of the time being too attached to Goku, and like Mark said, he was being reactive.
Just being
also,
So
reactive.
he
That's
reacted.
why it can't be a better
But the
story.
plan, but if you go and look through, like, bro, there's a fucking Comic Con, I think from '08 or '09, where they actually had the nigga low-key telling you what his plans was going forward with Goku. It was the demon realm shit with Bibbidi Bobbidi. It wasn't even Majin Buu. It was Bibbidi Bobbidi and all them other niggas. They had brought Brew in after.
no, no,
That
no.
was
We
the
know,
original
no, no, no.
plan.
We all know the original plan, and I do like these elements of like a
Dude, Bobby the
Peter
Bibbidi.
Parker, like a Peter Parker Gohan type thing. There's some good
That's what I'm saying. That's what
elements
they
in
was trying
there,
to do. He was trying to
but
go to
it's like,
school and be the Earth's
yeah,
mightiest warrior.
yeah, I like that. And then like you said, like just that pressure, and then it's like, okay, it's Goku time again, you know. And then, but I do love Vegeta's arc, of course. But even then, Toriyama like didn't like Vegeta. It's just kind of crazy. But
His favorite character was actually Piccolo, by the way.
yeah. Now Piccolo get a fucking arc. Piccolo always gets arcs. That's what's dope.
Well, I mean, I
Not
am
gonna lie.
glad that we got justice for Piccolo with Orange Piccolo in the Gohan movie.
I
So
like Orange Piccolo. I
I
think it's a
wasn't.
cool form. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think Orange Piccolo, he needed a new form because everybody else around him got a
and,
new form and
and
he
it's
didn't
a
evolve.
homage to
So,
like the old, getting big Piccolo and like Dragon Ball and shit
hmm
like that. Like, I think that's dope when they go back in the lore and do it. And yeah, he didn't technically get new forms, but he always got power ups because he absorbed Nail and then he absorbed Kami and shit. That Piccolo 17 fight in the Cell Saga, that's still one of the
Bro,
best
I'm
fucking
watching
fights.
Dragon Ball Z Kai right now, and he like I'm
I ain't gonna
Cell
lie,
blew
I've
up,
been telling you,
bro.
bitch, you do not have to watch Kai.
Kai is
Please don't
trash.
watch
Kai is
that.
trash. Kai
Why?
Cause
is
it's
trash,
nothing
bro.
but a
I hate
condensed
that.
version for children.
Yeah, Kai.
Bro, I
I
just
hate
got it
that
on
trash
my
Kai.
at
TV
all.
just to have it on my TV.
It is not trash at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't just have shit on my TV just to have on my TV.
No,
Anywho,
no.
anywho, anywho,
Also, there aren't
I
wasted. This is
said,
what I will say because I love Yu Yu Hakusho too. There aren't Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter
Hey,
is a show where like side characters aren't really wasted. Like everybody is
I
utilized
don't.
like
So
in a
I can
great
agree with
way.
that.
wait.
Wait, Roscoe,
Hold on.
what was
Wait.
bad about Kai?
Hold on.
No, it's
Wait.
not
Wait.
bad.
Wait.
It's just
Wait.
like
Wait.
when
Hold
you've
on.
seen the
Hold on.
original Z, it's like
So after you get done, Roscoe, then I want Jehovah to go because he was speaking when you was
yeah,
talking.
my
So go
bad,
ahead
my
and
bad.
finish up.
No, no, no.
Then
I just
Jehovah
was
gonna
gonna
go
say
ahead.
like with Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho and shit, those side characters just aren't wasted. Like you care about them niggas. Everybody gets an arc. You know their backgrounds. They all progress. Like it's not like, oh, this is the Krillin, this is the Yamcha. You know what I'm saying? Of the group, like all them niggas grow together and they become better like teams. Like with Z, it's always like they say like, oh yeah, the Z fighters and everybody's gonna train, everybody's in the hyperbolic time share, but it's like we really know what it's gonna come down to. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't feel like the other people are needed. Now, what I like about Super, what I like about the moral arc is finally like niggas everybody else like feels important, but like before that it's just like come on man, why are niggas like really here when really it's gonna come down to
Roscoe,
Goku,
Piccolo
Vegeta,
always
Gohan,
felt
Piccolo.
important. Vegeta always felt
Four
important.
niggas always,
Gohan.
yeah, four niggas. Where's Tien? Where's
So now I'm
Yamcha?
actually, no,
Krillin,
hold on,
and
hold on, wait, wait,
Krillin.
wait,
It,
wait, wait. You just said four niggas. How many fucking niggas is important in Yu Yu Hakusho?
Most.
that's different. They don't got
Yeah,
like,
hold on, hold on.
hold on, hold on.
That's
They don't got
that's
a squad that's
100%.
like
Hold
eight
on, hold on,
niggas.
hold
Hold
on.
on.
Let
They
me
got a
let me
squad
get
that's
this.
like
No, no,
eight
no, no, no.
niggas
I
deep.
gotta get him. I gotta get him. I gotta get him. That's 100% of the main characters. That's literally
Right.
100% of
Oh,
the
so
main
hold up,
characters.
them
Let's look at
four
it
niggas,
fractionally.
them four
Let's look at it
niggas,
percentage
them
wise.
four
Yes.
niggas.
Wait, wait, wait.
wait, hold up. You
The
said
Z
four
fighters
niggas.
have
Flash your
the
mic
Z
again,
fighters
Roscoe.
are
Yeah,
deep.
bro.
Y'all gonna
And
let
and
my
the rest of
Wait.
them niggas is
So wait,
useless.
so now
Hold
that's
on,
the
Okay, hold
only
on.
niggas
real
they
Wait,
quick,
wait,
got
real
in
wait,
Yu
quick,
Yu
wait,
real
wait.
quick.
Hold
Hakusho?
on. Wait, wait.
we're gonna let Jehovah
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I about
All
to let
right.
Jehovah. Yeah, thank you, man.
My brother Jehovah, please go ahead and chime in on the conversation.
Peace to the room. How y'all doing,
What
fellas
up? What
and
up, my nigga? What
Oh,
Pokemon
up?
and
great, brother.
Bubbles?
Great, great, great.
Nico also. All the beautiful ladies of the anime lunch table. Peace to y'all. Yes, this is a great conversation. Dragon Ball versus Yu Yu Hakusho. Z specifically, because I'm gonna just stick to the title. For me, I'm gonna have to go with Yu Yu Hakusho. To the point that the fellas was making just now. Yu Yu Hakusho has a way. Also like Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter, they have a way of making you feel more for the side characters. The side characters actually feel like main character esque. Whereas Dragon Ball, just like the story in general, yes, the all of the characters are important, the Piccolos, the Vegetas, the Gohans, but it feels like when the writer is writing the side arcs, they move straight forward. And yes, you care about the character, but in comparison to uh Yu Yu Hakusho or Hunter x Hunter, because they was written by the same people. Uh, the side characters feel like main characters because of how they written and because of how the writer approaches them. I don't want to hog the mic. Uh, y'all can have it. Two great stories, legendary stories. But on this one, I'm gonna have to go with Yu Yu Hakusho.
All right,
All
Whitebeard, let's
right.
get it. You live, Whitebeard.
Uh oh.
Oh,
So
my bad,
hold
my
on.
bad. Go ahead.
So wait. So I'm gonna let this happen. So Scar versus Whitebeard. Y'all want to go ahead and do y'all little
Yeah,
tango?
cause
I'll let it
Go
happen.
hell
ahead.
yeah,
Go
I want
ahead.
this
Go
because
ahead.
Bang it out.
Whitebeard, he not a
All right.
dumb
Look,
nigga.
look,
Like
look, look,
I
look,
feel a
look, look,
lot
look.
of what he's
5 minutes.
saying, bro. But he just
I'm
wrong
gonna
on
give
certain
y'all
points.
5 minutes. So you gonna get your minute, and then he get
Get
his
your shit
minute, and
off.
we
Get
gonna
your
see how
shit
it
off,
go.
cause I'm fucking
Nah,
y'all.
Whitebeard got to go first. Whitebeard got to
All
go
right, hold
first because
on.
like my phone died. My phone died, so I got to get his shit off.
I'm on 3% too. Hold on. Charger out, wires in. Thank you. So like I was about to say, you bitch ass niggas be lying. Y'all got some fucking nerve about to try to tell me I don't even know nobody else from Yu Yu Hakusho but Yu Kuwabara,
Nigga say
the nigga that look like fucking Kilowatt in black, in the role, and with the other nigga that look like a bitch,
EA Kurama.
and the old
EA
lady,
They're
Kurama.
literally
Crazy.
the
and
main
the old
characters.
No,
But
lady.
they
yeah,
You
go
just named the
ahead.
main
Go
And the
ahead.
characters,
Go
old
bro.
ahead,
lady.
buddy. Go
And the
ahead.
yeah,
old
let him go.
fucking
Let him
lady.
Let
cook.
him go.
So guess what? The same way y'all only know Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, and Goku, but y'all like to act like Trunks was your favorite fucking character
That
when you
nigga
was
was
15. But
around
I'm gonna
for
let
an
that
Trunks
arc.
slide.
my favorite
I'm gonna let
character.
that
Trunks my
slide. I'm gonna
Hold
let
favorite
on.
that
character.
slide. I'm
Let
gonna
him
let that
go. Let
slide.
him go. Let
I'm
him
gonna let that
go.
slide. Y'all gonna act like you don't fuck with him, but then you act like Destructo Disc wasn't a thing. Like he ain't get the baddest bitch in the show with the artificial pussy. Wake it up.
You done?
Stop
It
playing with
was a
me.
real
Hold on.
pussy.
See,
Nah.
She
this
was
Hold
a
nigga
on.
get back
human.
to the
Hold
dialogue,
on.
bro.
Stop playing with me.
She's an augmented human. It's a real coochie.
Stop playing with me. Like Frieza, his motherfucking self, ain't the all-time best villain in anime.
Cell.
All right,
He's not,
Yeah,
but
it's
keep
all
man.
good.
going.
Period.
He's not,
Man.
but definitely keep
Frieza's the
Let
going.
me know when you're
all-time
He's
done,
not
best
even
villain
Whitebeard.
better
in
than
anime
Cell, but go ahead. Go
history.
ahead.
In anime
He be better than
history.
Emperor
Number
Pilaf, but
2 is
keep going.
Dio.
History.
Number 2 is Dio Brando.
Number two.
Nobody better.
Number
Hey,
Niggas is
two.
wildin'.
Crunchy, crunchy,
Hold
crunchy.
on,
name,
Cut
hold
his
on.
name,
time. Cut his
name, hold
time.
up.
One mic,
Cut
Name
his
one other
time. Cut
anime
his
Hey,
villain.
time.
no, 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 no.
Name
Cut
one
his
other
Hey,
anime
hey,
time.
This is
villain
time,
that has
bro.
He
This
is
is
terrorized
done.
time.
generations.
He is
Go.
done
hey. Hold
now.
on, hold
He
on,
is
hold on, hold
done.
on, Whitebeard. Continue, Whitebeard. But hey, that's another topic.
All I'm
I'm
saying
gonna do
is
it another time.
Nigga,
Go ahead.
Dracula.
you can't name one other anime
Bro, land your
villain.
plane. You got 30
You can't
seconds.
name one other anime villain that has terrorized
Dracula.
generations
Castlevania.
of a family.
Dracula from Castlevania.
Generations?
Literally.
Bitch,
That's
that's a
the
fucking
plot.
CGI
You mean the
Netflix
Frieza
Hey,
original.
family?
Nigga,
he
that's
ain't
the
say JoJo
plot.
the Younger
That's a
or
CGI
whatever.
Netflix original. Don't play with me. Fuck wrong with you,
Is it time
All
yet?
right.
disrespecting me,
Is it
talking
time
about
yet?
Hey,
Castlevania is
hey.
one of
Hold
the
on, wait.
dopest
Hold
talking
on,
about a
animes.
hold
Netflix
on,
Whitebeard,
y'all.
land
original.
your
Hey,
How
hey,
plane,
hold
dare
bro.
on.
you?
Hold on. Are you
Yes, I'm done.
done,
Are you?
Whitebeard, or what's up? Okay, go ahead,
All
Scar.
right, bro. Yo, you said a whole lot. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You said a whole lot. I respect a lot of your opinions, right? Number one, that so we could just get this straight. Both Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho have more than four good characters, right? Or Dragon Ball and Dragon have more than four good characters, bro. The Android 18 particularly has good development. Krillin, like you said, he just got the development. Piccolo, what's it called? Dende. So there are other niggas, you know what I mean? So, let's not act like, but Hakusho's characters, Hakusho definitely has better side characters. The development Kuwabara's sister gets, the fact that she has her own story arc where she has her own psychic abilities all throughout the show, and even grows a connection with Sakio, who was the main fucking villain of not only the Dark, his actions led to the fucking chapter Black arc happening. So you cannot say Hakusho definitely had better side characters. And another reason why Hakusho shit, and again, not to underrate Dragon Ball, right? Because what I was saying before my phone died earlier is that a lot of people's complaints about Dragon Ball, to Whitebeard's point, is after niggas already watched it 20, 30 years later, and oh man, niggas is just gonna come back with the Dragon Balls. But in the meantime, while you first watching the shit, or when you first consuming Dragon Ball, you don't know everybody about to come back every time. Unless, you know what I mean? Especially when you a kid, bro. When Vegeta first died, nigga, that was an emotional moment, man. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Like a lot of shit in Dragon Ball is great Shakespearean type shit. You know what I mean? The story of Vegeta, it's again, we done watched it 30, 40 times. So of course we gonna be super critical of it. But Yu Yu Hakusho is 10, like, bro, the side characters in Yu Yu Hakusho is not even close, bro. You
When
have the Demon World characters who were in the Dark Tournament, who came back in the last arc and was on Yusuke's side. And you don't remember when they was all in that room, nigga, writing it down, and they was like, okay, whose side you gonna be on, Yomi or Yusuke? They said, nah, fuck that. We don't give a fuck if Yomi Demon Camp. We ride with Yusuke, nigga. Fuck that. The moments like that, nigga, Koenma, Genkai dying, coming back, being that guiding, Keiko, being her own woman, the learning, you know what I mean? Bro, there's so much other, bro. It is not even, Botan, nigga, the side characters are way more screen time, way more relevant screen time, actual development. Yukina, Hiei, come on now, bro. And James W. I do love Hiei's arc. My favorite quote from Hiei is what's it called? When Yusuke first came back to life, because remember that whole experience of them niggas having to watch Yusuke die, dead ass changed Hiei the most. Cause he ain't realize until that moment how much he really fucked with niggas. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's be honest. But when the arc started, he said, "This is your world, not mine. I don't give a fuck about what happened in the human world. I ain't gonna help you. Hey, that say the idealism for your fairy tales. I'm out." Then he helps Yusuke, saves his life, agrees to help him, and then watch Yusuke die grimy like that, nigga. And then when he came back, and then he said, "Knock him dead, Yusuke. You're a messy, but if you fail, no, I got your back." That was like a full circle development for that nigga. That is, I ain't gonna lie, that was just great because this nigga was a cold blooded demon killer.
So hold on. So I got two questions. The first question is, who had a better development, Hiei or Vegeta?
That's a hard one. That's a hard
It's
one, right?
no,
always
it's not. It's
Vegeta.
EA.
That's not hard.
Nah, that one is
It's
kind of
I
hard.
already
I'm
knew
not
what you
gonna.
was gonna say,
Bro,
White Beard.
that's
Yeah, I'm
not
not gonna hold you.
That
hard.
is hard. I ain't even gonna
Nah,
lie.
It is
even
definitely hard. It is
wait.
definitely
It's
hard.
probably
This is what I say because it's hard for me because I'm a fan of both. This is what I will say, bro. When you're reading the moral arc and Vegeta's
No,
having the
we're talking about Dragon
conversation
Ball
with
Z.
the
We're talking about Dragon
oh,
Ball
just
Z.
Z.
We're
Oh, we
not
keeping it
talking
okay.
about
Just
all of
Z,
that.
just Z,
Even
just Z.
If we
okay.
add that
Hey,
other
hold
shit,
on.
it's EA by a mile.
Hey, I'm not
But
gonna
they
lie.
get the
When
Vegeta
well,
cat.
when
No, it's
I
not.
ain't
Vegeta
gonna lie.
accepts, hold on. When Vegeta accepts his relationship with Kakarot at the end of the Boost saga, when he's watching,
He
Super
was the
Saiyan freeze
best.
Facts.
Goku. Yeah, like that's a kind of a full circle, beautiful ass moment. And then don't get me started on him hugging Trunks and stuff for the first time, like the Majin
Actually being a
Vegeta
father is
speech.
crazy.
Yeah. Actually hugging his son. When that nigga said, I just realized I never hugged your ass. Huh.
Hey, bro.
Only punched you in a
Okay,
hyperbolic
so
time
what's
chamber
about
because I
the
was
other
Hey,
mad you went
hey,
side?
Super Saiyan
bro.
before me.
If you gonna follow up on your point, bro, when Trunks dies in the Cell games, bro,
My baby
it's
boy!
nah, bro. Like
That bridge.
Vegeta's development is unparalleled, bro. It's unparalleled. I'm sorry, he ain't not
But
close.
no,
I
no,
fuck
no,
with he though.
no. Okay,
Yeah,
now
but
we
oh
talking.
wait, on the reverse side though,
Now go ahead.
Hie's
Now hold on.
arc with like
Now,
his
okay, now
mom and
Scar gotta cook for Hiei real
going
quick.
back to the village and stuff and
Yeah, what
really
was I
making
gotta cook
peace
for
with
Hiei,
who he
bro?
is, that shit is
The
beautiful.
Hiei's character is so cold, nigga. Okay, first of all, Vegeta's story, right? We knew from the moment he came there, nigga, he was the prince of all Saiyans, nigga, which is what made it badass, right? Because he wasn't even doing shit. He was just letting Nappa work. Wasn't even doing shit, just sitting there like, yeah, nigga. I mean, just sitting there the whole time till Goku came, right? And then killed that nigga off straight ruthless. I love the first two. Namek Saga and Saiyan Saga Vegeta, probably my favorite version of Vegeta, right? But in my opinion, they ruined a lot of Vegeta character with Super and the move, but making him like do a lot of bitch shit, bro. That I did not rock with, right?
said Z though. You said
I
Z
do
though.
not rock with Vegeta's character. But if we only
That's
talk about
crazy.
Z, Hiei character cooked so hard because nigga, we did not know nothing about Hiei past until the end of the fucking
Yup.
show. The only thing we knew about Hiei past was that he had a sister in Yukina and that he was, a bandit, a thief through our demon world. He would just travel through our demon world and that he had a sister. That's it. That's
But
all
bro,
we knew about him. We nigga,
And the
and
guy
then
that
he
put it
goes
in his
through
jag
all that
on, that was a
development.
but
moment.
look, bro,
And we
look.
see, hold on, let me land,
Go
bro.
ahead, go ahead.
We so when we first you see here, this nigga almost tries to kill Keiko, was about to take over the whole Japan and shit with zombies. He gets stopped. He tells Yusuke when he first meets him, I'm gonna plan my revenge on you. But then when they from the moment them niggas was going through the trial in Maze Castle and he decides to save him, and he sees Siryu kill his partner, and he gets mad and kills that nigga. And they like, oh man, but this guy he ain't kind of growing on you a little bit, just a little bit. And then they go to the rescue Yukina arc. Nigga, he goes in there, knocks all them niggas out for torturing the sister, and he spares that nigga seeing Yukina cry. He spared that nigga. That was another bro. And then the whole Dark Tournament arc where he just again grows a whole
Goated tournament
Yo,
arc.
listen, look. I feel
and then,
you,
hold on,
bro.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
All right, bro.
But
All
yo,
right,
and
go ahead so
just
you
to
can land
wrap
your
it up,
plane. Yeah, go
though.
ahead.
Yeah, just to wrap it up, bro. Fucking to see him go through a Yusuke dying and then come back and then have a full moon circle, like, okay, these niggas are my friends. You know what I mean? Like, he went through that whole development, which was 10 out of 10, about on the same level as Vegeta, before we knew anything about his past. We knew everything about Vegeta pretty much from the whole show. His wormhole got destroyed. He wanted to get rid of him.
That's
He went
making the
through
point why it was a better story for him.
what?
That's making the point why he
All
had
right,
a better arc.
hold on.
No, it's not because
Go ahead.
he had 10 out of 10 development before we knew anything about his past.
How can he have
But
development if you
Then
don't know where he started from?
nigga,
Let
because
him
we
land
see
so
it
I
through
can
his
respond to this
actions.
dude, please,
That's
bro.
it's world, but that's it's thematic, nigga.
Go ahead, finish your Scott. So,
Yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
thematic
I'll let you cook,
nigga is
white dude. I'll
crazy.
let you cook. But
go
no,
ahead. So, cause Cash ain't gonna go after you.
bet. But yeah, bro. So all that shit was 10 out of 10 development before we know anything about his past. Then when we learned about his past, bro, it's just icing on the cake. And we understand everything about Hiei now. And we, every like, yo, bro, I'm missing some of the best parts of it. I'm trying to not, James, I'm not trying to take up the whole time. But basically, bro, he what's it called, bro? The development was just icing on the cake, bro. Icing on, I mean, not the development. I was learning about his past with the village and the
Hmm.
whole village of women sacrificing him and shit, and him coming
Yeah.
back and deciding not to kill him. That was just icing on the cake, whipped cream, and like sprinkles and shit, bro. That just made it. They just completed the
All
dessert.
right. All right. So, Cash, go do what's so you gonna say?
Hey,
Cause
listen, bro. I listen. Disclaimer: I love Yu Yu Hakusho, bro. I have a album written based on Yu Yu Hakusho, bro. So I'm gonna be objective here. I love Hiei. When it comes to depth of character development, Hiei does not have a moment like that Vegeta speech on Namek when he dies, bro. Hiei don't have a moment like that, a vulnerability. That's one. Number two, bro, and that's not a diss to Hiei. Number two, we got to see Vegeta's full scale development, bro. In the Buu saga, we just watched Vegeta in conflict with himself for being a family man, losing the edge of being a Saiyan warrior. That's Majin Vegeta, bro. We got to see Goku let him win, bro. Basically, let him win to let his friend get it out. He let his friend get them feelings out. That's catharsis, bro. That Majin Vegeta shit, I think people overlook that.
I
That's
didn't
what happens
overlook it
when.
at all,
Hold on, bro. Does not have a moment like that, bro. He doesn't, bro.
bro.
We got to see, bro. He doesn't, bro. We
I was
got to
let
trying.
them
see.
finish.
We got to see growth and transition in Hiei's character, bro. I ain't never seen a character relapse like Vegeta, blow the fucking tournament people up,
and
then
then
come back
smile.
and then self-sacrifice himself, blow himself up, say about it. Nah, bro, he ain't don't got that, bro. And that's just the
I want James
bullshit.
to go after this, please, because he, you know, what I mean, I
Okay,
wanted to cook
okay,
on
we're gonna let him
Makoro
go. We're gonna
and
let
shit
him
like
go.
that.
Hey,
Bro, respectfully, bro.
Yo, Max, put me somewhere in the queue.
all right,
I
Respectfully,
got you. I
bro.
got you,
yeah.
Donald. You
The
can go out
Hiei
to James.
backstory was beautiful, bro. When I saw that shit, I was like, damn, this nigga been through everything. I understand this nigga more. So it did contribute to me understanding and making Hiei a round character. But bro, the development in Vegeta is god level in anime history,
Land
bro.
his plane.
I'm sorry, I gotta
So
be
is
real.
EA's, nigga.
Land his
It's
plane.
So
not
is
compared to
EA's.
Let him
Vegeta.
land
It's
his
not,
plane,
bro.
Scar. Let's
It's
Let's
I
let
thought you
James
landed.
go.
Did you
it's
land?
not,
Oh,
bro.
James on the phone.
Compared to Vegeta is not. And Vegeta has way deeper moments than Hiei, bro. Show me one moment that rivals that Frieza Vegeta dying speech on Namek. Show me one, bro. I'm done.
Donald, you can go.
Yusuke's death.
Then after Donald, then James. When he come back.
Yeah, I've been listening, and I love my Yu Yu Hakusho fans, but if you think Kihei has more character development, I think you might be a little delusional. And only one reason I'm saying it, a little delusional, because most of his character development actually happens at the least watched arc. Now, who can, for all the Yu Yu Hakusho's, what was the least watched arc of Yu Yu
Chapter
Hakusho?
Black.
just give it
Which
Chapter
to us.
one?
Black.
Just give it to us. It's easier if you
It's
just
Chapter
give it.
Black.
Deep?
Yeah, I never read it.
It's just the one with
No,
Demon
no,
Watched the
Tournament.
anime.
Demon World
stop.
Tournament,
the
bro.
demon.
Demon World
That's the
Tournament
least watch.
is the
Demon World Tournament is
least
the
That's
least
the
watch.
least watch. That's
is the
crazy.
least watched.
That's not true though,
Yes, it
Donald.
is,
But I'm gonna let
It,
you
bro.
land.
it's the least watched,
No, it is not
and
not
that's
that.
where
I'm
he
talking about
has.
He has
That's
huge
the
wild,
development.
EA's
brother.
That's where he
development was through
actually
the whole
has.
show.
That's where he has the most character development
How is it the least watched? I don't know.
because no one
People don't
cared
fuck with it.
after the Dark Tournament. It's simple as that. Like
Damn. You had Chapter
it,
Black.
Black happened right after, and it was kind of falling off. Like you telling me that Turagora was Class B?
After Tagoro, niggas stop, bro. We ain't gonna do that. A lot of niggas stopped watching after that Dark World
Hell
Tournament,
no.
bro.
They did. They did. I
You
Yeah,
remember.
right.
because we
Yeah.
did
Yeah. I can see that. I can see
we
that.
did a
I can see
crazy
that.
jump afterwards.
I can see that.
We just saw a nigga that we thought was the biggest baddest nigga around, and then they said this nigga was only Class B.
Chapter Black is arguably better than the Dark Tournament. That's a legit debate.
It's
Fact. That's a fact. I think
it's
so. I think so.
interesting.
That's
It's
a
interesting,
legitimate
but did
debate.
not.
Okay, but Donald,
So
back to your point. Back to your
so
point. Yeah.
so to the point is because and it's not fault he is. He doesn't get as much screen time or is it as much importance as Vegeta does. And because Vegeta gets more screen time, because he has more relevance to the story, because his backstory and everything intertwines more, you get to see a lot more of Vegeta's development versus here. It's undeniable. Every art, something. You cannot do that with here. And I might be in the Matrix, but you only get glimpses. You get full on performances from Vegeta.
Okay. But Donald, quick question. Quick question. I think from the two arcs that we saw with Vegeta, not only does he grow up, does he introduce himself as a character that you hate and want to see Goku beat, but not only the speech on Namek before that shit, when he's chasing Gohan and Krillin for the Dragon Balls, and then he starts murdering people on Namek back to back to back. You end up rooting for him very quickly. And I think that translates to that.
Completely agree. And it's because he has more relevance to the
And
story. And because he has more relevance, he gets more
And
development.
so my point was in those two arcs alone, I think he beats here. Cause then when we bring up everything
Which
else,
arcs,
it's a
Max? My bad. I
wash.
don't mean to cut you off, but which arcs are you
I'm
talking
talking about the planet when he first came, on Earth, that and then when they went to Namek. In those two arcs, I think Vegeta. I think you could say maybe tie, but then the rest of
I
it is
said that was my
Dragon
two favorite. Yeah, that's those are my two favorite versions of
Ball.
Vegeta.
Okay, but then there's Majin Vegeta. So and that's another fan favorite. Like it's getting real scary for y'all when it comes to
Well,
Vegeta.
I'm a
Yeah,
cook.
Vegeta got
I'm a cook.
some.
Like,
Yeah, Vegeta
is
kind of got some
anybody else
crazy
turn after
arcs.
mine? Yeah, because I'm a cook on this. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a cook because all y'all
Ooh.
made great points, but I feel like certain people need to rewatch Yu Yu
You
Hakusho,
think
man.
he?
And
We look. I just went through a rewatch. I
bro,
remember
okay,
it's
okay,
very quick glimpses of Hiei, and you see very quick glimpses of his
it's throughout the
development.
whole show. It's the
Scar,
Yes,
do you think he?
it's sprinkled breadcrumbs,
Do
brother.
you think
While
EA
with Vegeta,
hold
also
up, hold up.
you getting whole
hold up,
meals.
Scar?
I
You
let you
think
cook though. I let you cook though,
EA
Donald.
is can handle can even stand up to Majin Vegeta alone,
But Vegeta has some of the best written dialogue in all of Dragon Ball
So
Z.
does
That
bro?
EA.
is not debatable.
Bro, but
At
No,
all.
no, not no, no, no,
bro,
no, 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 no,
Majin Vegeta alone. How does he even compare to Majin Vegeta, bro? I'm a just start there.
Even him getting
It's
his
very
arm broke to like by 18, even like gave that
no.
nigga
Out of
Bro,
more
hold up.
character
yeah,
Bro,
development,
I would
nigga.
say
Right
there's
after
mad
I'm
that.
with the
examples.
Dragon Ball
bro,
Z people. Vegeta has more
Hold up,
development
bro.
hold
for
up.
sure. You got to think
Vegeta
about it.
versus
Okay.
in the
When
Dragon Ball movie in
I let y'all cook
November
though, I
is
did let y'all
better,
cook.
All right, look,
bro.
look, look, look. Hold on, hold on,
He
hold on.
said the injury. He said
After,
the
hold on,
injury
hold on. After
gave him
Scar
character
go
development.
to defend his point, I had another question. So go ahead, Scar.
Okay, bet. Okay, bro. So, okay, to address everybody's point, right? Number one, a lot of y'all are kind of using the argument that it's more popular. So that's kind of what I'm hearing because first of all, whether it's the most what's it called rewatched, like whether the Demon King arc to you is like the worst arc in Hakusho or not. First of all, that's your opinion, and second, that's specifically what I mean, we're talking about specifically Hiei's character in that arc. So, even if you consider the Demon World tournament arc not that good, we're talking about Hiei's development through that arc as well. But yeah, but again, from the Maze Castle, from when we see Hiei back from as a villain to Maze Castle and the development he goes through there, it's not just sprinkled breadcrumbs. Karama points it out at multiple times that man, Hiei talks through his actions. He ain't gonna go on a full blown fucking speech like Vegeta, nigga. That's not even how the fights in Yu Yu Hakusho be going. They be there's power ups and times where they're thinking about shit, but other than that, it's a lot faster. It's a lot faster paced. So a lot of Hiei shit is gonna be through his actions. And Kurama would describe like, oh shit, his powers increasing exponentially. Like for example, when Siryu killed Byakuo, the cat nigga, if y'all remember him, you know what I mean? Hiei was pissed off about that. He found it dishonorable. If you remember in 4 episodes prior, Hiei actually saved the rest of the group. After promising revenge on Yusuke, he immediately saved everybody from the trial and dodged the boulder and shit like that. And was loyal throughout the whole arc. And you know what I mean? And they consider them somewhat comrades from that. And that's a huge change from being the main villain of the first arc. You know what I mean? Just like Vegeta was. Now I will say that Namek Saga and Saiyan Saga is better than those two, right? But from after that to Dark Term, from Rescue Yukina to when we see he has a sister, him sparing Tarukane, seeing his sister cry. That's an emotional moment. How many of us wouldn't have wanted to kill that nigga? You know what I mean? Then to see him go through the Dark Tournament, nigga, when Kuwabara was about to sacrifice himself, how is this not development? He ain't the first nigga to step to Kuwabara like, yeah, man, this ain't the time. You did your shit, but if you face the Goro no now, you're gonna die right now. Like this ain't the time to even play. He was the nigga to say that. You know what I mean? Cared the most, and them niggas argue the most. You know what I mean? He ain't Kuwabara's relationship. Bro, come on now. This is
All
insane.
right,
And then to completely ignore Hiei's relationship with Makoro is great. Like Hiei and Makoro's relationship, in my opinion, is a lot more in depth and interesting, especially the
We
dialogue of it,
we
than
never
Vegeta
said
and
there was
Bulma,
no
bro.
development though, bro.
Vegeta and Bulma is fucking boring at the end of it all, especially
okay.
after the Cell Saga.
All right, so hold on. James, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Do you want to speak on it? I know you were trying to speak
The
for a
only
little bit
thing that
longer.
I
I
was
need you to
trying to
cook too.
ascertain is that Are we trying to figure out between Vegeta and Hiei who has the better quotables or who was the better written
Exactly. Like, what does
character
quotables mean? Like,
overall?
Written,
what? Who's
written.
the
That's
better
the
written?
We
question.
going with the written. Who you think? Who you think got the better? Go ahead.
It's tough, and if we're talking about Z alone, a lot of people are going to go for Vegeta's final speech on Namek, which I get it. That was Vegeta being emotional for the first time. And you don't really see that in Hiei really until Chapter Black. Like, we talk about the Dark Tournament, we haven't talked about Hiei's development in the Chapter Black arc and how he reacted against a near perfect Sensui. Was he Shinobu then, or was that after Yusuke came back? I don't remember which. But after he came back, you could tell that the death of Yusuke impacted him. And I'm really wondering, do they have to have quotables to be a well written character? Because he comes from being the antagonist of the very first arc, which was of course, the Three Trinkets arc, to being one of Yusuke's closest friends and even having a sort of tongue-in-cheek relationship with Kuwabara, despite how he feels about Kuwabara and his sister Yukina. You also are forgetting about the very end, where it may seem like Hiei hasn't grown because he hasn't told Yukina the truth yet, which that had been hinted throughout the entire, from Rescue Yukina all the way up to Aizo Hakusho. I'm talking about the anime, but in the manga, when Genkai basically has that conversation with him, like, you're not going to be able to hide the truth from her forever. The old Hiei probably would have just ignored it, but he just looked and he seemed to reflect. To me, that was a full circle moment, in addition
Exactly.
to him understanding the anger that Mukuro had, because Mukuro, the final third king and the rising third king, was supposed to be the most powerful one, but she wasn't on her game because of anger. The battle between her and Hiei was pure ballet, and that was more of a battle for her overall. That was more a
Freedom,
battle
because he
of their
broke the chains,
relationship.
broke her chains, bro. Exactly. Exactly.
It was the symbolism of breaking the chain of slavery.
Like, that was a fucking,
I
bro, that
know in
was
the
a deep
manga
ass
it's a
moment.
little now I know in the comic it's a little different. He actually gets her tormentor, gives it to her as a gift. Again, I don't understand how we're not seeing how these actions are well written from the
Deep,
character that we
deep as fuck.
had.
Just because he's not going through a
So
long ass speech, you know what I mean? Like,
I
what
don't look.
did
It's
Vegeta
a
and
tough
Bulma
question
ever have
regardless. This is
moments
not
like
to
that?
say that Vegeta was a slouch, because at the end of the
Did,
Boo saga, he did give one of the most poignant speeches about how powerful Goku was in comparison to him. He finally acknowledged that despite coming from royal lineage, this common bumpkin Saiyan was finally better than him. And the moment where he asked the people of Earth to give for the spirit bomb, that was just Vegeta's closing moment. I may have been on the phone, but I don't know if you guys talked
yeah,
about
they
that
did.
in
They
terms
did.
of the argument for Vegeta. That is peak development of Vegeta, but it comes down to the personal preference of what you think a well-written character is. And I know that for some people it's speeches, but for me it's looking at the trajectory of their development throughout the
Exactly.
course of the series. You go from being the main antagonist of the first series to actually having a decent relationship with humans. Kurama was always his friend because there was the prequel before they met, was it Genki? Before they met Genki, of how Hiei and Kurama became friends. So it really comes down to personal preference. I would give the advantage for Vegeta for most mainstreamers because a lot of people really like speeches. But let's not play on Hiei, especially during the Chapter Black and the Three Kings arc.
Exactly.
Let's
Some of us
not.
like a slower
So
pace with the shit.
I don't think
Some
anyone
of
was
us like
playing
a
on
slower
EA's
pace.
top because most of us who watched it know it's semi hard. And the reason I say semi hard is because one gets more screen, like one objectively gets more
That's not
time
even true.
than the other. Yeah,
Vegeta's the
sure.
second main character. He's right.
Yeah, he just
He's right.
objectively gets more
Yeah,
time,
so there's
Well,
more
unfortunately.
opportunity.
EA gets a lot of screen time, bro. EA gets a lot of screen time.
He gets a
It's
lot of
actually
three.
even
He gets
important
a
for
lot of
battles.
screen time for
And
number three.
honestly, he is honestly at the end of Hakusho, Yusuke, he is even with Yusuke. Vegeta's
He,
not
I,
like
I
Vegeta
got
is
you, but
always consistently at the
at that
back.
point, people watching it have already kind of fell off. Like
You
there's a
see, and you're
steady
using that
decline.
McDonald's sell the most
Well, no,
burgers.
no,
Do you
I'm
still eat
looking at it.
McDonald's?
I'm looking at it from an objective view. As
But
much
we're
as
not
I love
talking
this
about.
shit,
But you're talking about popularity, though. That's not the argument here.
well, unfortunately, objectively, you have to go by some kind of metric.
No,
And
no, that's not
no,
the argument
you
we're
kind
having.
of do because numbers speak, sales speak.
McDonald's sell the most
Hey,
burgers. Does
can I say
McDonald's
one
have the
thing,
best
bro?
burgers?
Can I say one thing, bro?
Does
I
McDonald's
think
have the best burgers?
I think one thing that people
Yes.
overlook with Vegeta, bro, people
Why?
overlook that this man, like even in the bro, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if a lot of people look at this. When you look at the Namek Saga, bro, Vegeta is the number one fan of Goku, bro. He know a Super Saiyan by the legend and by loving his people before he even become a Super Saiyan, bro. Vegeta telling y'all, yo, that's a Super Saiyan. That's like the nigga saying, yo, that he gonna blow. He the next up. He about to be the next Jay-Z. That was Vegeta the whole time, bro. He like, nah, I know this before. Don't nobody know his people more than Vegeta, bro. The whole time he was telling the story. Like, even though he was his greatest rival, he was Goku's actually number one believer, bro. I think people like when people try to act like, oh, he hates development, bro. When Vegeta saw this man Goku and he knew something was different, even though he was already ahead of him in power level, he saw things that I don't think we give enough credit to that, bro. Nigga ain't had no blonde hair, no golden aura, no blue eyes. Vegeta ain't never even seen a Super Saiyan, bro. But somehow he knew Kakarot was a Super Saiyan.
We
That
just
that
said
people,
Saiyan Saga and Frieza Saga was the best though.
bro.
Like, you know what I mean?
The thing is this though. When people try to say, "Oh, he ain't gonna do a long speech," bro. Even Vegeta running around and not killing Gohan and Krillin after we seen him kill Nappa in front of us, bro. There was a ton of development for Vegeta. Even when Goku went after Namek, when they get back to Earth and Piccolo there and Vegeta beat up Gohan because he talking shit about his father, like it's like the
Yeah,
same way
Vegeta
that
could
you'll
have,
give
but
the
that's still
credit to
Saiyan and
Hiei,
Namek Saga, bro. So we gave you that already.
bro. I'm just
Yo,
saying
yo, yo,
after the
let him
fight.
go, bro.
My
I'm just
bad.
saying after the fight with Frieza, bro, and Vegeta thinks that Goku has died. He's thinking to himself, damn, we got the legend to actually occur, and Frieza killed him. Vegeta just took it out on Gohan and he took his anger out after watching the legend of his history, bro. He finally lived to see it. And this nigga Frieza got him too. Like the Vegeta story is mad complicated. I think people just like to write him off like he's just an angry like nah, bro. It's a lot going on there if you really take your time to look at the nuances and the subtleties of Vegeta's
I said
personality, bro.
earlier,
So no, I
All right.
agree
So
with you
wait,
there.
Cash.
hold on,
I said earlier it was
wait.
Shakespearean,
What?
bro.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right. So we've been on this subject for a little minute. So I'm going on to my second question. Which story ended better, Yu or Dragon
You
Ball
are
Z?
show.
Yu Yu Hakusho easily. It's not even a contest.
Ooh, come on now. What niggas gotta say now?
Wow.
Come on now.
Dragon Ball is still
Hey, yo,
ongoing.
don't just
Dragon
Wait, what
Ball.
was what was the
Y'all fuck
question?
with Oob, huh?
I'm
Y'all
not
fuck with
talking
Oob? Y'all
about.
fuck with Oob?
Hold on. The question is that at the time before Super came out, Dragon Ball Z, that was the end with the Majin Buu. So which show ended better, Yu Hakusho or Dragon
Oh,
Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z.
Yu Yu Hakusho
that's
easily. Yu Yu
debatable.
Goku
Hakusho.
led a bunch of Africans to starve, nigga, in the Dragon Ball. What are you talking about?